So 100% of my woodworking journey and skill development has come from none other than consuming YouTube content. I never had a woodshop class in high school or any other kind of trade school. I never worked in a profession that was related to or adjacent to woodworking. And the reason why I got into woodworking specifically was to solve some problems. I wanted to build some cabinets, save some money. I thought it was fun. And I continue on this journey building furniture because I just thought it was a space that I really liked. YouTube is great for this, to passively learn and consume and get inspiration on projects that you may enjoy or skills you may want to bring into the fold so you can complete said projects. YouTube has a challenge with this in the sense of there's a one-way avenue that you can consume, but you don't have the feedback loop that can give you the guidance on, am I doing this right? Should I buy this tool or not? Or am I taking on a project that is way beyond my reach? So in this video, I want to showcase some common pitfalls that I experienced that may be relatable to other individuals, or if you have some that you may want to share down in the comments and share with other individuals that might be preventative and help save money, help you complete projects on time, and actually just enjoy the craft and build really cool things. So let's take a look at some of those pitfalls. Here's a pitfall. Buying a tool for a project that you have no clue on how to use, but you expect to actually complete your project using that thing. And I feel like a lot of us, especially starting out, when we are trying to learn the craft, we get inspired by a lot of different creators out there building really cool things. And this workbench is a great example. This is from Third Coast Craftsman's. I bought his plans 3 or 4 years ago. And this workbench sat for 2 years on the ground. And a lot of it is because I bought a bunch of tools like this planer right here, and I had no knowledge or skill on actually how to use it. So I think as a new worker or new woodworker in this space and watching YouTube, I think I want to be able to call out as a pitfall, be wary of incorporating new tools into your process, especially more than one, where you don't know how to use it. So instead of actually not taking on that project, just take a pause before you start it to practice on that particular tool, learn how to maintain it, and incorporate it into your process so that way you can actually extract the value, because this thing is expensive. You know, I did get a fancy one from Lee Nielsen, which would lead to another future pitfall, but just take some time, learn, watch a few, there's videos out there. You just gotta watch them, practice, get a handle for it, and then incorporate it into your flow before you start the project. So I want to talk about pitfall number 2, which is buying tools that you don't know how to maintain or even know that you want to go and maintain them. And I think hand tools are a great example of this, because I think, just speak for myself, I think we romanticize hand tools in the building and crafting process because it just feels more artsy, maybe. I don't know. Let me know. I'm all alone on this island. I feel that. And that's one of the reasons why I bought a lot of these tools, but I didn't comprehend how much time went into sharpening it, learning the skills to how to sharpening it, and maintaining and keeping those in more or less useful shape. I fell into the pitfall of watching a lot of hand tool users on YouTube, and I don't think there's inherently anything wrong with that, but I didn't take a pause and look at, what am I building? Am I trying to build something for speed? Should I think about incorporating a power tool here? There's a lot that kind of goes into it, and you have to ask yourself those questions that we don't really apparently know, but I want to share to you that, hey, is this something that I want to actually maintain in my shop or not? Nothing wrong with that. Okay, here's pitfall number 3. And this is not like a knock on anybody in particular on YouTube, but when you first start out, I think as a beginner woodworker, you're trying to consume as much information on, what's the right thing to buy? How do I save money? you know, don't do this brand versus that brand. Like there's so many different things that you can consume, and it's helpful to watch YouTube videos and say, hey, here's my top 10 tools that I use. So I think be very wary of that, because there's a pitfall in that you have no clue on if you're starting out, like what do you want to build? You know, do you want to build furniture? Do you want to build little, you know, trinkets and cutting boards or whatever? Who knows what you want to make? This is such a vast endeavor, and I don't think it's very smart to go blindly invest in, you know, a guru's, you know, me included, top 10 lists, unless you kind of vet it out like, hey, is this the piece of furniture that I like to go and make? You know, like I used to think that I needed like a bunch of spoke shaves and I don't know, a bunch of weird little hand tools, but at the end of the day, it's like I can use existing tools to get a lot of the outcomes that I want. So my suggestion to you to avoid the pitfall of just going and buying a bunch of top 10 tools from a particular creator, you know, just take a pause and just say like, hey, do I know the things that I want to make? And if you don't, that's okay. You know, borrow tools from friends, or go to Facebook Marketplace and buy a tool dirt cheap. You know, don't go buy the $200 brand new tool, you know, just to do this one project that you may hate building chairs, or I don't know. So just be wary of like going down the rabbit hole of looking at top 10 type tools, and just take a pause, think about yourself and your career and what you want to do, or career or hobby, and decide on, you know, is this right for me? Is there a cheaper route? So this next pitfall, I think, is the most important thing that I can convey to any individual. This is not just woodworking, but I think anybody who is, you know, in a career or an enthusiast, essentially they want to make themselves better at their craft. And that is to think about the project that you're about to take on, how many new skills that you are introducing that you don't know how to do. Because essentially what that is that you are introducing risk into the project, and if you don't have a way to mitigate that, you are giving or exposing yourself to failure. That's pretty much it. And I think about all the projects that I'm looking around here, and every time that I have introduced something that is A, new, and B, I'm doing multiples of those, that project has taken exponentially longer to complete. And an example is this: about 3 videos ago, I did a particular trestle style table from one of my favorite woodworkers, Ishitanti Furniture, and I was trying to do a sliding taper dovetail. I was trying to do a tapered reamer, and I was trying to do a bridle joint. There might be like 3 or 4 other type of things I was doing. Either way, there were a ton of new things that I was introducing to it. And smartly, I actually watched a lot of videos in real time as I was doing it. But what that created was a lot of risk into the project that exposed me to almost didn't even complete it. I actually had the piece of furniture sitting up on a wall for about 3 months, 2 or 3 months, before I got the courage to pick it back up again. So just be wary of the pitfall of introducing a lot of risk, or i.e. new skills that you don't have, into a project. All right, so this next pitfall, I'm kind of excited, a little embarrassed, but I want to expose myself here, is buying a tool that is like a one-trick pony. So when I was building this workbench, the Third Coast Craftsman, the guy I was watching the video from, he was using a shoulder plane to clean up the tenons so that there was a good fit at the base of that tenon into the mortise. And he was using a shoulder plane, because a lot of the things he does is all hand tools. And I bought this good brand, great quality, Lee Nielsen shoulder plane. And I did exactly what I saw in the video. And after that, I don't think I touched this tool for the next 2 or 3 years. And that's not good. So be wary of actually purchasing a tool that is a one-trick pony when you probably have something that is actually in your arsenal that can be leveraged to do the exact same thing at different parts of your workflow. And you can save yourself a lot of money and also something that's just going to collect dust. So don't buy a one-trick pony. The last pitfall that I want to talk about is, in essence, the entirety of this video, which is learning online is really challenging because all you can do is just consume, but you don't get to validate. Am I doing well? And is it actually in a direction that is progressing my skills? And I think about the way that we have this relationship, which you use to just consume, is it's missing the community aspect. So all I want to do is poll the group to see, would you like to be a part of an invested community that showcases their work? You can connect with other individuals that give feedback on, hey, have you thought about this? Or here's how you should probably tackle this instead, and learn. So if you're interested in that, I have a link pinned down in the comments below. I might have a few questions in it just to give me an idea of what would be some of the aspects that may be the most intriguing to you that would help you in your journey. So let me know.